Children, so today we are going to study silent features of three classes: Oomycetes, Zygomycetes, and Ascomycetes. Now, Oomycetes, they have cenocytic mycelium. Already we have studied cenocytic mycelium means they are aseptate. They do not have the septa. They do not have the cross wall. As a result, you can find in the protoplasm many nucleus. So, as a multinucleate condition. The cell wall is made up of glucan and cellulose. Zoospore with one whiplash and one tinsel flagellum is present. So here zoospore we have studied, they are the motile spores. So for their locomotion they require the flagella. So two type of flagellas are present. One is whiplash and the other one is tinsel. Now here this whiplash flagella they have a smooth surface, whereas tinsel they have small outgrowths on the surface of the flagella. Okay, whiplash flagella they have a smooth surface, whereas the tinsel flagella they have small outgrowths on their surface. So there are two types of flagellas are there in the zoospores for the locomotion. Sexual reproduction is oogamous type. So already we studied oogamous type means it is the fusing gametes. They are both morphologically and physiologically. So here these are the features what we have studied about oomycetes. They are cenocytic mycelium, cell wall is made up of glucan or cellulose. Then zoospores they have whiplash or one whiplash and one tinsel flagellum, and sexual reproduction is by oogamous type. Next class we are going to study is zygomycetes. Most of the species they are saprophytic. So in zygomycetes, most of the species they are saprophytic. Saprophytic means these organisms they get the food from the dead and decaying matter, and they live on decaying plant and animal matter in the soil. Some lead parasitic life. Parasitic life means they get the nutrition. These organisms they get the nutrition from the living organism. Then bread mold fungi, example Mucor rhizopus and Coprophilus fungi belongs to this group. So bread mold fungi, example for bread mold fungi is Mucor rhizopus. Caprophilus fungus means they are the fungus which grows on the cow dungs. Okay, so here you can see the diagram of a rhizopus given here. So here this rhizopus they grows on the decaying bread. You have seen at home, if the bread is kept in a long days, if it is kept open, and after few days for a long time if we are keeping the bread, you can see some outgrowths or some growth is seen on the slice of the bread. So that is a growth of the fungus. So here the fungus here it grows horizontally on the bread surface only at the time of spore formation, when there is a reproduction is going to take place. So only at the time of spore formation these hypha they start growing vertically upwards. Okay, so growth of the hypha is horizontally on the surface of the bread, that is the substratum. Only at the time of spore formation they start growing vertically upwards, and that vertically growing upwards hypha is they are called as sporangiophore. And the tip of the sporangiophore they have the sporangium. It's a sac like structure, small bag like structure is present there. Inside there the columella is present. Columella is what? It is a sterile region where there is no spores present there. Okay, surrounding the columella only the spores are present. They are called, these spores they are called as the sporangiospores. So here you can see here the rhizopus you have seen here the example for zygomycetes. Now the mycelium is branched and cenocytic. Again here the mycelium they are branched as well as cenocytic, that is they are aseptate. Asexual reproduction takes place by the means of spores produced in the sporangia. So we have already discussed what is sporangia here. Sexual reproduction by the fusion of the gametangia. Gametangia means the fusing bodies, the gametes, fusing gametes, which results in a thick walled zygospores. So it remains dormant. So as we studied, the two hypha, the fungal hypha, they will fuse together, and this fungal hypha they acts as the gametangia. They will fuse together and they will form a thick zygospore, thick structure which is called the zygospore. It remains dormant for some time, After that, it will give rise, it will undergo meiosis division and will produce haploid spores is produced there. So this is about the zygomycetes we have studied. The next we are going to study is about the ascomycetes. The word asco comes from the word ascus. Ascus means a bag-like structure or a sac-like structure. So ascomycetes, they include a wide range of fungi such as yeast, powdery mildews, cup fungi, morels and so on. Although majority of the species they live in terrestrial environments, some live in aquatic environments. So ascomycetes, they are found both on the land as well as in water. The mycelium is well developed, branched with simple septum. So here we are studying ascomycetes. They have septate hypha, and again the hypha they are branched. Majority of them they are saprophytes, but few parasites are also known here. So ascomycetes, here also the most of the species they are saprophytic and only few they are parasitic. Next features of the ascomycetes we can see. Asexual reproduction takes place by fission, budding, oidea, conidia and chlamydospores. Already we have studied all these type of spore methods of asexual reproduction. Fission, the plant body divides into two. Budding, so an external outgrowth is taking place. Oidea is what we have studied on the tip of the the hypha. They break into pieces, and each cell they act as a spore, that is called the oidea. Next we have studied conidia, that is the chain of spores they are developed on the tip of the hypha. And next is the chlamydospores. We have studied chlamydospores. They are the thick walled resting spores which are produced during unfavorable condition. Next, sexual reproduction takes place by the fusion of two compatible nuclei. Okay, so sexual reproduction is by the fusion of the two compatible nuclei, that is the matching nuclei. Plasmogamy is not immediately followed by karyogamy. So here first what is happening? Karyogamy, that is the fusion of the nucleus is taking place. Karyotes refers to nucleus. Fusion of the nucleus takes place, then immediately plasmogamy, that is the fusion of the protoplasm, will not take place. Instead, a dikaryotic condition is prolonged for several generations. So here dikaryotic means two, karyotes nucleus. So here two nuclear condition will remain for a long time. A special hypha called as ascogenous hypha is formed. So ascogenous hypha is a hypha which is formed by the fusion of the antheridium as well as the ascogonium. Ascogonium is the female reproductive organ. So here by the fusion of these antheridium and ascogonium, a special type of hypha is developed, that is called as ascogenous hypha. A crossier is formed when the tip of the ascogenous hypha recurves, forming a hooked cell. So here what is happening? A tip of the ascogenous hypha, they will show some curve there, or it gives a hook-like appearance, that is called as a crossier. So here you can see in this diagram, figure 1.21, the first diagram you can see the tip of the hypha, it is recurving the crossier structure. Next what is happening? The two nuclei in the penultimate cell of the hypha, they fuse to form a diploid nucleus. Next, what is this penultimate cell? Penultimate cell means the cell which is the next to cell, which is next to the first cell, that leaving that first tip cell, the next two cells, they are called as the penultimate cells. So the penultimate cell, the two nuclei in the penultimate cell of the hypha, they fuse and they form a diploid nucleus. This cell forms the young ascus. So here this the nucleus of the penultimate cell, they fuse, they form a diploid nucleus, and this cell, it will develop into an ascus, into a sac-like structure. The diploid nucleus undergo meiotic division to produce 4 haploid nuclei. So this diploid nucleus, it is undergoing meiotic division. Meiotic division, as we have already studied, meiotic division, 4 daughter cells are produced. Okay, so here also the diploid nucleus is undergoing meiotic division and 4 haploid nuclei are produced there, which further divide mitotically to form 8 nuclei. So mitotic division, once the division produce 2 daughter cells. So here these 4 haploid nuclei will undergo mitotic division and they will form a 8 nuclei condition. The nucleus gets organized into an ascospores. Okay, so these nucleus they will arrange themselves in the form of a ascospore. So here you can see in this diagram. So here the first diagram you have seen, the tip is turning, it's becoming curved, next or giving a hook like appearance, next leaving the tip cell, the next two cell what will happen, they will fuse together. So in the fourth diagram you can see the two penultimate cells they will fuse and they will form a diploid nucleus. Next what is happening, this diploid nucleus is undergoing meiotic division. As a result 4 haploid nuclei is produced here. Okay, and the cell will develop into an ascus, into a sac like structure. Okay, now here this 4 haploid nuclei will undergo mitotic division. As a result 8 nuclei is formed there. In the last you can see the 8 nuclei they will arrange themselves in the form of the ascospore. So the ascospores are found inside a bag-like structures of ascus. This group is popularly called as sac fungi. So here these spores, these ascospores, they are present inside a sac-like structure, bag-like structure. So that is the reason this fungus is called as sac fungi also. Asci gets surrounded by sterile hypha. This bag-like structure is surrounded by a fruiting body which is a sterile hypha, and that is called as ascocarp. So this gives 4 shapes to this ascocarps. So first one is Cleistothecium, that it is completely closed. You can imagine as a spherical ball structure. Perithecium, it is flask shape. The base is broad and the top it is narrow. The neck region is narrow, which is a small opening, that is called as ostiole. Next is the apothecium. Here it is the ascocarp is in the shape of a cup shaped structure and it's an open type. And next one is the pseudothecium. So here you can see in this diagram. So here the B diagram you can see it is the Cleistothecium, the spherical structure. Inside that the spores are present there. Next is the perithecium. C diagram refers the perithecium flask shaped structure. Base is broad and with a narrow neck region. Then opening of the neck, that is called as the ostiole. Inside this perithecium you can find ascus are present, the bag-like structures are present there, and inside that bag-like structures you can find linearly arranged ascospores are present. Next is the apothecium. Here the apocarp is in the shape of a cup-like structure. Inside this also what is present, the ascus is present there. And this inside this ascus, the linearly arranged ascospores are present, and between the two ascus the paraphysis is present there. Is it clear, children? So today we have completed the 3 classes of fungi. The next class will continue with the next remaining classes of the fungi, and the economic importance will be studying. Thank you, children.